Heat 28 is about to start. Victor Fernandez and Sugi have advanced into the top 8. This is heat number 28. Juban, Ishii, Sugi, and Fernandez. Fernandez came a long way back. Juban and Ishii also definitely had long roads back. Sugi just got the job done in a big way, and what I want to emphasize right now is that Ishii and Sugi, who began their Cape Verde holiday at this very spot, hoping for some Punta Preta, but training here, getting ready. Yellow upward under a minute. Well, now they return to where this started for them at the 2022 SOMWR PWA Cabo Verde World Cup. And our fans back in Japan are real happy for them. But we're also happy for Victor Fernandez, who is on his way downtown here with a big aerial to start this pivotal heat. And Victor blows up his second carve, and I hope that doesn't come back to haunt him because it was unnecessary for him to overcarve it. That was a very nice wave, which could have had a better finish. Juban sets up shop. The conditions are really good for this situation. We're very lucky to have this here. Juban, tail drift and redirect with an aerial look back, perfectly executed with acceleration off the bottom and a huge end hit. Juban, very, very good first wave. Here is Ishii. Ishii punches his bottom turn and rotates and out the back one-handed goiter. Outside of him is Sugi. Oh, man. By the narrowest of margins in the last heat, concerning Fernandez and Campello, which went to a count back. They were tied. Great sailing by Campello. Hats off. He's equal 9th for the event. Juban, second wave counting. He's getting super busy here. This will cut the difference in the top 8 between 5th and 7th. They will be equal 5th and equal 7th in terms of the bracketing. We'll see if we continue past this heat, number 28. 2 sailors are making it out of it. That's what we know. We are in the top 8. Sugi, Fernandez, Juban, this is Sugi on the Gastra Taboo combo. Opens up his ride, vertical bottom turn, vertical cutback. Can he bring it back? No, a little bit too much spring involved there. And there is our 4th competitor in this heat sailing out, Takara Ishii. Juban, already in possession of a huge first score. And I think Victor would have had a very solid first score also if he hadn't fallen on that last turn. Juban probably has the most complete body of work so far in this. 24-minute war on the shore here at Trasleo, a.k.a. Secrets, a.k.a. Little Hukipa. This is kind of our staple go-to spot when conditions are on the downside. And it's pulling through big time right now. We're getting great action here. Here comes Fernandez. Falls into his bottom turn. A little bit more of an upright cutback, which allows him to continue his ride and keep his speed alive. Victor's turning a little too hard. And that's his second wave that he's kind of fallen on. Maybe worth the risk had he made that turn. Ishii springs high up top and has enough to make that goiter and continue his ride. He knows how to compete, and he knows how to do all the tricks that Sugi does. The two of them, a band of brothers representing their home country of Japan and doing it proud. I tell you, Japan is going to wake up to the news of what's happening here and be so immensely proud of both of their top world title contenders. It'll be headline news in Japan that these guys made the top 8, which is a huge accomplishment, believe me. Anybody making the top 8 in any contest anywhere on the PWA World Tour has made a statement. Juban fades left in front of the peak, gets behind it, starts toying with it a little bit, looking at how he would look at it vertically. Doesn't rotate the goiter. Sugi, high line, trying to stay on the wave. Perfect positioning, sheets in, bottom turns, releases his power off the top, aiming for the lower section. Looks out the back and realizes his ride's pretty much done. Hasn't quite found his groove yet. Here goes Ishii, who's definitely found his groove. He's already got a goiter. And here he goes for a one-handed try, but that doesn't go anywhere. That was a little ambitious. And in this situation, when you're trying to get into the top 5, you can do nothing but be ambitious. You've got to swing for the fences and blast lips. You can see the spray blowing off the top of the whitewaters. There's plenty of wind here. Fernandez, bottom turns under a beautiful looking wave, hits the lip under the lip, making it look like Punta Preta. Nice ride from Fernandez. Behind him, Juban. Fully powered, one-handed out the back key. Not going to score big time, but Juban's got one really good score under his belt. And you could kind of tell he was winding into that one quite powered. Thanks again for all your help from the local crew here, helping feed us, keep us comfortable, safe and secure. Takara Ishii. Sheets in, bottom turns. Spray and jibe. Low score. Here comes Juban. You can see he's powered. That S2 sail is at its design limits. Juban cuts out of that opportunity. Outside of him, Sugi with a cut back to his name, and he pole vaults into a goiter, which he doesn't make, and some swear word in Japanese just happened. Bleep. It's super windy here, and it's being, coupled with the swell actually dropping. As we have some onlookers who don't quite look local Cape Verde, and I think those are from France. Victor Fernandez, E42, representing España. And he is sailing quite quickly. Oh, man. So that was kind of a 180 in the skate world. Turned into just almost blew that up. That was almost a very nice wave. Ishii gets the one-turn punch combo And he does the pole vault goiter. Doesn't happen. Guys are trying to force that pole vault goiter, but luckily they're also doing it at the end of their wave rides. But we're trying to, we're trading low scores here, guys. And I think that part of what's happening is guys are kind of clamping down, trying to get, any wave to do all the moves. Wave selection is going to prove really pivotal here. Really pivotal here. This is a very big heat in this contest. In terms of the importance, the most important heat so far, other than the final. This sends 2 sailors into the top 6. And they will duke it out for 5th place and the right to sail against Antoine Martin, should we continue to compete. I will note, as Juban absolutely destroys this offering, chorus crossing, coping, this will be a nice air. Not quite, but still. Yes, news on Antoine Martin is that he has that stomach ailment that's been passing around here. And unfortunately, he was on a really energy level this morning. Victor Fernandez, plenty of energy. And expending it very efficiently, I might add. Victor Fernandez kicks out looking like he was swinging into some sort of move, but there was just no target at the bottom. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, and what Duncan and I just discussed is quite simply that we're getting really far into this event here, and the scoring potential needs to be at a certain level that allows us to justify the body of work that the single elimination was in terms of separating this top echelon of this contest. Takara Ishii all the way upwind. This is where I like to sail up here, because you can do these little check turns and you get some down the line and you can keep going. But Duncan didn't like it. He said it was a soft wave, and for the most part, based on that wave, I agree with him. There have been a couple really nice waves coming up there, but it's really far away from where the judges are looking, and I feel that we made everyone's life easy by putting that outside of the competition area mostly. Victor Fernandez spying an opportunity here. You see how this place works. Close together waves, and if they're too close together, they rob each other of their power. But this is a good one for Victor, who has a full head of steam and gets the forward off the lip. And is he going to make this? It looks like it's a make, ladies and gentlemen. Victor Fernandez puts his name solidly in front of the seat. Here comes Camille Juban, and he is going to make his goiter one-handed. Juban throwing spray everywhere. And they're also blasting the Japanese full of holes here. Both our Japanese competitors need to get busy. Sugi here on an attempt that he's going to make. Not quite as a one-move wave. And granted that he's got a couple bullet holes in him, but he's not. He's functioning perfectly well. Maybe his bulletproof vest fended those off. Shots fired, however. And the shots are fired by Juban and Fernandez, who, one after the other, Fernandez with an forward off the lip of this heat, and Juban with a one-handed goiter make. Here is Takara Ishii on the best wave he's been on in this heat. Heat number 28 of the 2022 SOMWR PWA Cabo Verde World Cup. Gets under the lip, a little sheeted out Euro bottom turn. And another Euro bottom turn, kind of all over sheeted out there to make the projection happen. And he gets his final hit on that, a 3-hitter. Victor Fernandez bottom turns, slashes the whitewater. This time that little extra bit of effort doesn't hurt him, but it doesn't really help him either. Victor knows exactly where he's at in this. He's in pure contention here. Juban wrapping around his cutback. beautiful Trasleo, aka Secret, aka Little Hokipa, in the middle part of Sol Island, right behind Montoleo, excuse me, in front of it, technically speaking, if you're going north-south. And this location definitely makes the most of any wind that's present, and it will accelerate it as well. It's like a mini version of Maui. Actually, the Little Hokipa tag is really relevant. This definitely has a Hokipa look to it, fully. Kind of on a trade swell. Here is Sugi. Rips his cut back. Good acceleration in the main part of the bowl. Does he have one in him? He doesn't quite make the landing. That would have been a difference maker for him. Unfortunate that he didn't plant it. And it does kind of enforce the fact that Juban and Fernandez are slowly beginning to assert control of this heat. This very important top 8 heat. Number 28. In the 2022 SOMWR PWA Cabo Verde World Cup. High Catcher Dorian, aka Flycatcher, bringing it to you live here. Just kidding, it's not live. This happened hours ago. We're taping it. We can't be live at Little Hokipa. There's 2 bars of signal. But I have been asked to call this heat. This is the job I've been given, and I will do my job, and I will do my best to make it sound exciting. And I'll tell you what, this heat's definitely had me on the edge of my seat because there's a lot riding on it, and there's been some good riding. And here's Victor Fernandez, E42 on his duotone rig, Fanatic board. Opens up, kind of an open clue bottom turn. Looking for targets. Meanwhile, crisscrossing his way through this wave, throwing his body weight around. And that's going to be enough for that one. Maybe not a difference maker. Juban on the outside of him, combing the ocean, looking for a nice wave to ride that will allow him to advance further in this competition. Checking the lineup, there's definitely a few waves. This guy's checking the lineup. This guy's just checking it out, man. Is that a fanny pack? Beautiful Cabo Verde on the island of Sal, the windy island of Sal. And you can see the wind in Camille Juban's sail fluttering the leech. There it is, a nice cutback for Juban. Now he's under control. And here's a nice bottom turn from Camille. Another mid-face dissection as he makes his way down the line. Little hop skippity air with Takara Ishii outside of him. Juban hits the lip vertically. His ride's done. Takara Ishii now taking over the screen. That's his main hit of the ride. He worked a couple check turns to get to this point. That's a secondary hit. He re-enters. He knows how to connect the dots. And we're scanning the lineup looking for Sugi, who now has found himself a ride. And he's going to be edging in here on something pretty decent looking. We're looking to compete in conditions which allow our competitors to differentiate themselves from one another based on their style of riding, based on their interpretation of the conditions, and their connection to the understanding of what the judges are looking for. And those who find that combination win heats. And the more heats they win, the further they advance in the competition. As we look at the flags, that's the Cape Verde flag, the PWA flag, and the green heat flag. The green heat flag means that we're still running this heat. Normally we would have a clock ticker for you, but we are not live, so there's no ticker. There's just me and the camera and all of you at home a few hours later watching this. On your screen, you see Juban tacking, and then you look at these flags one more time. Fluttering furiously in this 20-knot wind, maybe just slightly stronger. in between moment in this pivotal Heat 28. Takara Ishii on his Gastra and Taboo rig, hunting for swell, ground swell, wind swell. He doesn't care. He just wants it to be in a spot where he can do something. And Sugi definitely needs to do something. He does a shaka, but it doesn't connect. And this isn't a freestyle heat. And it might not even have mattered. Victor Fernandez absorbs this. Does some wave sailing maneuvers. A check turn. Bottom turns again, a little open clue to open up his cutback to see if he can rotate around, possibly a Taka, but that was just a nice cutback off the whitewater. One more open wrapped around cutback. Beautiful riding from Fernandez. We're proud of Victor. You know, he had an early exit in the first round, and I believe that he felt that this is where he belonged, and he's absolutely right. And now he's gotten a chance to prove it to the judges. He really didn't have anything to prove to anybody. He's a three-time world champion. And Takara Ishii and Sugi on your screen here, they both want to be world champion too, representing Japan. Well, Sugi's having a great contest, and Takara's right up there with him. Sugi slashing the lower bowl, but he's lost a little momentum. And unfortunately for our Japanese competitors, it kind of looks like they're behind in this heat right now. Here comes Camille Juban. Juban on an inside non-difference maker, really. Here comes Takara Ishii on his RRD rig. He's out. So no action. You can see that it's windy enough to plane going out. You'd be well versed to act like, you know, jumping should count. And Cape Verde doesn't have a ton of jumping spots. This is one of them, though. You can definitely do back loops and jumps out here if you do a run up on the upwind and you come, you know, speeding down here. Here comes Victor Fernandez, starting to assert his will on his other competitors. Gets his diagonal line set. Fade bottom turn under the cascading whitewater there. And it bogged him down. There was a little side ripple there that stopped him dead in his tracks. And that good scoring potential just went flat. That won't be one of his keeper scores. Camille Juban, however, first bottom turn on a very nice looking offering, wraps his board around, and continues and gets a one-handed goiter that he's going to make. Camille Juban is in very good shape here. Right now my call is that's Juban and Fernandez. At the end of this heat, we would be separating equal 5th and equal 7th. 2 people per placing. And we will see if that's all she wrote for this. Right now, Takara Ishii making his case, trying to get back into this. One of the better waves in the heat. Looks really good to me. Blasts the lip. There's more to it. More to come for Ishii. Bottom turns. Big section. Makes it. Takara Ishii fully claims it, and he should. That was an awesome wave ride with a good off the lip behind it. One thing to me right now is that Ishii might have pulled ahead of Sugi. But the only thing that's going to matter in terms of the placing is who's first and second and who's third and fourth. That's 5th and 7th right now. Victor Fernandez getting into the dance here. Very small wave. Hard to imagine that he would chase it that far down, but he does. And he does an air taka that he makes to perfection, but he can't pull the sail out. And that's really what you're looking at here, is the level of scoring potential is only so much. The flag is down. We're in the final minute of this pivotal heat. This is all the marbles right now. There's limited time for more exchanges here. Has Fernandez done enough? Has Juban done enough? What about Sugi and Ishii? Have they done enough? The judges are going to find out. Seconds to go. Sugi down low. Off your screen, you see Juban kind of surveying. There's really not much left here. Red flag's up and the heat's over.